How's it going? Checking in with updates for today. And I presented this morning on a platform I haven't used before, Google Meet. I've used it for meetings, but I haven't used it for actually presenting. And the reason it was on that one was because I was being sort of piped into an existing meeting. I think it was like a whole morning session. So they've been going from 9:15 till my session at 10. And then I did an hour, then they had a break, and then they came back to do more. So I parachuted in at that for my slot, which meant that we were just on the platform rather than saying we're going to do Zoom or Teams or anything else. And it was fine. I mean, I've used Google Meet before and it's okay. You can do background. So I had the slides up and that was fine. But it reminded me a little bit of the early days of presenting over Zoom, just because I wasn't as familiar with it as I am now. So Zoom's no problem. Teams, no problem. Prefer Zoom, but Teams is okay. Google Meet, everything's the same but different. So you've got different ways of controlling the backgrounds, different way of controlling the chat, different way of seeing different screen layouts yourself and other people who are on the call as well. And it's amazing actually how much more mental bandwidth it sucks up by having this novelty, the difference in the new platform, and how much more relaxed I am. I mean, actually, it was fine. I'll just come back to that in a second, but just it's not something I have to think about on Zoom. Especially, I've got another screen over here, so normally in Zoom I can drag things across. I can have all my information here, chat box open, control the backgrounds there, just focus on the presentation bit here. You couldn't do that with Google Meet, and it was just something else to think about. So I found it harder to present in the sense that it took more energy, took more focus and concentration, which I kind of see as a good thing. I see it as a good reminder, if you will. I was having a conversation with a friend yesterday about the prospect of going back into real life in-person presenting. And what if, like, so used to presenting virtually, I've forgotten how to present on a stage or in a classroom, delivering training and keynotes and whatever. So it was a good sort of reminder that it might be there might be a friction, there might be more of a challenge, but I'll figure it out. I'm sure I'm not going to have forgotten everything. I'm just hoping some of the I'd say my skill level as a presenter has increased over the last 16 months because just the volume that I've been doing, especially as a virtual presenter, but just in general as a communicator. But I'm wondering how much that is going to translate over to the stage or the real life experience. We shall see. But on the other point that I just touched on a moment ago about sort of relaxing in the session, I really did find that I was very relaxed. This was a session that was being delivered on behalf of Camwell. Now, there's no extra pressure presenting on behalf of Camwell or Gen Healthy Minds or Direct. Like, there's lots of different reasons why I want to make sure that I do my very best. And it always comes down to the impact. It always comes down to the wanting to share a message, move people to taking some kind of action. And despite the difference in platform and having a bit of a faff with sharing screens, turns out I didn't have permissions set up on my computer to allow me to share my screen. So I had to just say, I'm just going to look at it and tell you what I can see. So that was interesting. But it was really relaxed. And I'm hoping that this is the thing that I take with me when we go back into the physical space. Just this real relaxed ease with the content. I went off on a bit of a tangent here, told a little story there, responded to questions, and I just, ad-libbed stuff as well, which you can't always do, especially not in something like maybe a keynote where it's just a flat delivery. But for something like this, and for the vast majority of the work that I do, it seems entirely appropriate to and almost necessary to have the best possible impact, to be relaxed. And so it was an observation that I was making and was aware of in the moment. So there and then I was like, I'm feeling really relaxed. compare that with when I say relaxed, I still had that little bit of a sweaty palms, and I could feel myself kind of getting hot, especially when I couldn't share my screen when I needed to. But I was a little bit nervous, but I looked at it as focus. It was just getting my mind and my body into the right place, but it didn't overwhelm me. But when I was in the presentation, I was still very much focused, and I felt very relaxed and calm at the same time. So it meant I could enjoy it. It was just genuinely great fun. So yeah, I feel very kind of lucky that I do have so many opportunities to do this at the moment. I've got next week, I've got, I think, 2, maybe 3 presentations. I think it's 3 presentations next week to give. One of them I need to do a little bit of work on, but the other 2 are just about there. So it's all good. Still things I need to do in terms of the background stuff. Excuse me, but it's getting there. But that's my main point for the check-in today. So as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and check back in again tomorrow for another daily update. Bye for now.